Good morning, class. Today is Tuesday, September 1st. In today's math lesson, we're going to go over place value again. At the end of the lesson, our goal is for you to be able to recognize the difference between the position of a digit in a number and the value of that digit. Okay? So first, let's start by reviewing our place values. So we start on the right hand side and we have our ones place. Okay, from there we have our tens, hundreds, that's where your comma goes. We also say thousand when we get to that comma. So then you would have your thousands place, 10,000s, and 100,000s. As we're going through this lesson, you should be writing down in your math spiral these notes. And remember, we created two sections in our math spiral. We have a back section that we've marked for our notes, and we have the front section that we use for our math warm-up. So go ahead and pause the video, and you may go ahead and write your place value chart in there, the title and the date like you see here. Once you have that done, then we will continue with our lesson. Okay. So at the end of this lesson, remember our goal is to recognize what value means and what they mean when they're asking you for the position of a number. Okay, so let's write the definition of value. Okay, so when you hear that word value, it means how much a digit is worth. Okay, and we've kind of talked about this already. If I have a 6 in my ones place and a 6 in my hundreds place, the 6 in the hundreds place would be worth 600. Okay, so let's write that down. Let's say I have a 600 and we'll say 16. What is the value of this 6? The value of this 6 would be 600 because it is in the hundreds place. The value of this 6 would be 6 because it's in the ones place. Okay? Let's look at another example. Example 2. I have the number 1,348 and the number 3,591. And I want to know the value of the 3 in each of these numbers. So value means how much is it worth. Okay, so how we would do that, first we need to figure out what place this is in. Okay? You can put it in your place value chart. So I would write 8, 4, 3, 1. Or what you can also do is just label the numbers starting from the right going towards the left. For example, this is a 8 in the ones place, so I could just put an O above that 8. The 4 is in the tens place, so I could put a T there. The 3 is in the hundreds place, so we're going to put an H there. The 1 is in the thousands place, so we can just label that TH for thousands. Okay, so I want to know the value of the 3. Well, if it is in the hundreds place, and I have 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, 300s, that means it has a value of 300. So the value of the 3 would be 300 in this number. Okay? Now let's look at this one. Again, you can write the number in your place value chart, or we can label each digit. Okay, so let's do both, and you can decide which strategy works best for you. I have 1, 9, 5, 3. So 3,591. Okay, now let's label. This is the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay, now my 3 is in the thousands place. So the value is going to be different than this 3. This 3 was in the hundreds place. So let's see. It's in the thousands place, so I would have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So that 3 has a value of 3,000. So you see the difference? The value will change depending on what position it is in. Okay, now let's talk about that word position. It's the same thing as asking what place value it's in. Okay, so what position was this 3 in? It was in the hundreds place, so you would just say hundreds. Okay, now let's look at the 3 over here. We've already got it labeled. We even already put it in our place value chart. So all we have to do is look at where we put that 3. The position or the place value of this 3 would be the thousands place. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write several numbers going down my spiral. And I want you guys to pause the video and practice writing the value and the place value or the position of the underlying digit. Okay? So let's start with the number 14,598. Okay? So you need to tell me the value and the position. Remember, position is just another way of saying what place value is it in. Okay? And the digit I want you to find is, let's try the 5. Okay, so go ahead and pause, and I want you to try this one. And then when you unpause, you'll be able to see the answer. And hopefully you got it correct. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go over it now. The 5, let's start by labeling our place values. So the 8 would be in the ones place. This would be the tens. And then we have the hundreds. So the position is the hundreds place. Okay, the value is going to be different because I have 5 of them. So think of having 5 $100 bills. So there's 300, 400, and 500. Okay, so that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So the value of this 5 is 500. It's worth 500 because it's in the hundreds place. Okay? Okay, next one, I want you to do the same thing. Pause the video, and you're going to practice telling me the value and position of the underlying digit. Okay, this time we're going to do the 3. Go ahead and tell me the value and position in your notebook. And now if you're unpausing, I want you to go ahead and check your answer. If you got it wrong after we've gone over it, or you've unpaused the video and listened, go ahead and write the correct answer. We don't want to leave the wrong answer in our spiral, so it's okay if you change it. This is just practice. Okay, so first thing, we want to label our place values, starting from the right. This is the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then we would say 10,000s. So the position would be the 10,000s place. So position, we could just write 10,000s. Now the value. So if I have 3 10,000s, it would look like this. Here's a 10,000. So I would have 10,000, 20,000, and 30,000. It's just like counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, but we have 1,000 on the end of it. So we would say the value is 30,000. Okay, next one. Remember, pause that video and try it on your own before you listen to the answer. Okay, so now we're going to do the 6, the underlined digit. What is the value? Okay, remember, value means how much it's worth. So let's see if you got your answer correct. First, you should have labeled your place values, starting from the right, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, so our position would be the 100,000s place. Okay, our value, well, think of that as hundreds, 600s, and then we add 1,000 on the end of it. So we would say there's a 100,000, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 600,000. So it's kind of like skipping by hundreds, but we just add 1,000 on the end of it. So it's 600,000 for the value. Okay, let's do a couple more. Again, make sure you're pausing and trying it on your own before you listen to the answer. Okay, next one. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 more. I'm going to write those numbers, and you guys can practice those 3 before you come back and listen to the answer. Okay, so we're going to do the value, and position of each of the underlying digits. Okay, so on this one we're going to go ahead and do the 1, the 0, and the 2. Okay, so our first step for number 4, we always want to go ahead and label our place value so we don't get it wrong. We were going to label starting from the right. This would be the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, so we go back, we see that we've put a T there, so that means this 1 is in the tens place. Okay, now the value. If I only have one 10 would be worth how much? 10. So the value, we would just write it in number form, 10. Notice that's the difference. Value, we would write it in numbers. The position or what place it's in, we're going to write the words. Okay, next one. We want to know the position and the value of this 0. So let's first start by labeling our place values. Or don't forget, you could be putting it in a place value chart if that helps. Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, now again we landed in the tens place. Now the value is going to be a little bit different. I have a 0. So if I have a 0 in the tens place, that means I have no tens. No tens means the value is just 0. Okay, the last one, 921,078. We want to know the value of the 2 and the position of the 2. So let's start by labeling our places. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, so here's my 2, and I labeled it 10,000. So we would say the position or the place value is 10,000s. 10,000s place. Now the value is different because we want to know how much 2 of those 10,000s is worth. So think of the 10,000 times 2. So I have 2 of them. That would be 10, 20, 20,000. So we're going to write the value is 20,000. Okay, so that's going to be your assignment today. You're going to get a sheet that looks like this, and you are going to have to name the position and the value of each underlined digit, just like we practiced in our lesson today. Okay, so remember, you can put those numbers in a place value chart, or you can label each digit just like we did in our lesson. It may also help for you to go ahead and write each place value up here at the top. So it would be ones, tens, hundreds, comma, thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. It's kind of like a mini little place value chart just for you to look back at on your sheet. Okay, so remember, position is what place it's in. That needs to be written in words. The value is how much it's worth. That needs to be written as a number. Okay, now go ahead and find this assignment in Seesaw and make sure that you have copied all your notes down in your math notebook.